Welcome, RPG Limit Break fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer X Zelda 1 Randomizer Co-op Archipelago Tournament. We are in the semi-finals of brackets Game 2 matchup between Chaos and Hyrule Castle versus Jacked Lynx. My name is Thavian Hawk. With me in the booth today is our lovely lady Danny and our tracker slash restreamer Mecklin89. Danny, what are we looking at today?
We are looking at, what has the FFR players very happy, and that is a full fighter party. For those who haven't been watching any of this, the way we've been choosing our party is the very first character is forced, and then you have to take 4 of them. So we have all fighters today, and after last night's race, which was something, our runners were very vocal about wanting a fighter, and they got one tonight, and we can confirm they were real happy about it. So here's hoping it goes better for both our FFR runners at the end game here than last night did, because if you saw last night's race,
Yeah, the moment they made it into Topher was the moment they realized that nuke and nuclear and other bad things can exist on Chaos. And when you only have 4 thieves, or ninjas as they had, it can be a bit brutal when 400 damage AoE spells can come down on your party.
Sure can. It puts an end to that Chaos fight real quick. Thankfully tonight we have a party that can withstand a nuke a little better.
And free promotion access to higher level armor plus better swords tends to be good. We get our first casual check, which is Matoya on the FFR side, and of course the sword spot on the Zelda side. We already see a Vorpal whipped out. That is promotion equipped high crit weapon. Very good value.
Yeah, mostly just money and stuff in there otherwise. Although that is really good because it makes, hitting, we're going immediately here to a shop, that makes buying anything we want in here so much easier. Because normally you start FFR, you have 400 gold. We've got significantly more than that right now.
Not only that, on the FFR side, we have the caster equipment flag set up for this tournament. So things like Fire 2, an AoE spell, Ice 2, another AoE spell, Invis, all your heal magic, cure magic, you're pretty much going to be seeing that on weapons because pre-promotion, there is no spells for either of these FFR runners, and they'll only have level 1 through 3 white magic post-promotion, I believe. And not even all of it at that. The lack of potential life magic can make a huge difference. In fact, Bluebeard not even checking black magic. It is completely pointless to do so.
Yeah, and unfortunately not seeing anything in that white magic that we want.
Meanwhile, Fryteeth using that screen wrap to get to a place where you normally would not be able to get to without the ladder. Zelda having many interesting movement quirks, and we have our first AP item other than that Vorpal with the Chime being found. For Chaos and Hyrule, that is access to Mirage Tower, which tends to be an incredibly chest-dense and valuable place to check, even if you don't have the cube to get into Sky. Both Sir Linkalot and Woobear fighting a Wizmummy Mummy pack on a trap tile. That is a huge chunk of experience, and with the Fire 2 staff, which is very effective against the undead, they should be able to pull out that chunk of experience. Of course, this is a flag set with XP gain for dead party members, so even if they lose a couple party members, all 4 of their fighters will be getting value. But of course they have to survive, and Woobear did not, Sir Linkalot did, so that's a pretty good chunk of advantage for Sir Linkalot on XP.
Yeah, a pack like this with those Fire 2s, if they're nicer to your party, you can get them, get you a decent chunk of experience, especially here early.
Interesting, Sir Linkalot going up and down back into that trap tile after getting out, using it to fast travel effectively, saving a few steps. We have the save on game over flag set up, so if they die, they keep all their experience and they just get the heck out of there. Meanwhile, Fryteeth going to the the letter check in the top right of the Zelda map and finding the red candle, which lets you burn things more than once on a screen, which is actually quite good value. And the recorder also being found, so that's fast travel enabled.
Yeah, finding both early is really nice.
Chaos and Hyrule Castle definitely having a bit of an advantage at the moment, but Sir Link-a-Lot about to get those same items, same item in the recorder. Sir Link-a-Lot's teammate Darthling getting that fire from the candle.
Woo Bear checking rooms and normally you would never check them. People probably asking, what's he doing that for? Well, we have a fun flag if you haven't noticed already on in this flag set where we relocate all the chests, which essentially takes all the boxes in the game, shuffles them up, throws them around, and just toss them into new places. And so places you would normally never look, you're now looking in every room, in every location, because you never know exactly where your boxes are going to be.
That could be an incredibly chaotic flag, and it doesn't help our AP tracker because those chests, no matter where they're located, still get the name they're normally located in. So we can't necessarily guarantee that the AP tracker will tell you what that chest actually is, and some of the locations are mixed between maps, so some of the castle chests can be in completely different locations.
Yeah, I can tell you it's in Northwest Castle when it's really in Elfland Castle. Item Magic in Provoca unfortunately didn't give us anything we didn't see in Canaria, just Ice 2 and Invis.
Ooh, spotted by Darthling, the arrows. Not super value, but they do let you get past one of the mini bosses, and ooh, Darthling reset out. Obviously, even if you have the arrows or the silver arrows in Zelda, you can't use them until you get the bow, but knowing where those are in case you need them is very important. We also see a magic boomerang picked up, so our first non-damage, well, honestly, semi-damaged tool. Very handy for collecting some items and styling on enemies.
I see Bluebear found a Temper Sword somewhere. I didn't see where, but we found Quad X, Lid 2, which we haven't seen yet, Zap, and we found Brack here in Crescent, and that's huge. That, if we don't find anything else and we end up in Sea or Sky early, which I mean, could be possible. We already have half of what we need for Sky. That Brack could very easily be what gets us through Kraken and Tia.
We have seen many times where insta-kill magic like Brack and Crack have done their job. There's that herb coming out of the level 2 Triforce location. Getting enough bombs, making it through the boss. Dodongo.
Alright, so we now found a place we can buy Temper Swords, which is also huge. This party, you're going to want all the Temper you can get. Let's see. We saw Temper in there, but I don't know what else was in there. I'm going to have to wait on Woobear to finish his AP inventory shuffle. Okay, so Temper. Quake is good for Lich. We do have Lock there. Probably not something we're worried about now. But probably wouldn't be the worst idea to get that before Chover, just in case.
Definitely something you want to remember, because we've seen very, very many situations where, for instance, yesterday, when all you had was some sword-swinging ninjas, an evasive chaos that also had nuke and nuclear.
Yeah, Lock
it can be
would have been nice yesterday.
That and heal magic in large quantities.
Yes. Because unless and we haven't seen any yet, unless there's white magic that this fighter can learn post-promotion once it's a knight, and there's some sort of heal magic in there, yeah, we're going to be solely dependent on heal pods. Which isn't so bad with Shortober, because you don't have all the encounters in between our Refiend fights. But it's still something to keep in mind.
We did see the food coming out of the level on Triforce. That gets you access to level 7 incomplete. Obviously, you're going to need the bow and arrow to get past the boss in that, but that is another dungeon unlocked with that recorder. One flag we do have on the Zelda side for those just joining us is a unlock of the map with the recorder. It can access any dungeon on the map without having to be there once. So having that recorder makes the raft effectively useless and only would unlock the one upper right corner check in the map. You have access to level 4 or the dungeon level 4. Fryteeth finding those arrows, has the gold to pick, or the rupees to pick it up. Probably going to go back in after checking that AP item.
It always feels bad to do. I say it always feels bad. We were doing the Bahamut check to have to walk all the way in here, not without your tail, because there just likely is a good chunk of boxes in here.
Well, they don't have to fight Bahamut. Yeah, they don't have the fight Bahamut flag on, and they don't have Bahamut's treasure hoard on because obviously we have all the chests randomized. But it's sort of like that. Ooh, our first sighting of a sword, the wood sword in the blue ring shop. So that is a swing damage dealer.
Also, that flame sword's good because we haven't seen any exactly good swords for any of these fighters. I know we picked up a rare sword. Now we've seen the giant sword, but that flame sword, from what I've seen, is the best one we've got for these fighters to equip.
Most definitely a solid elemental bonus. We did also see the ruby got picked up. The ruby doesn't always prove necessary because we have so many of these flags set up for Tri-State, including the Move the Titan flag. In the vanilla game, since you wouldn't normally have access to Titan from his west entrance, the Titan would be in a blocking position only for the left entrance. So Titan may or may not block that the west entrance. And we also see the tail, which was hinted for before by Chaos. Woobear in relatively close proximity to go right back and get promoted. Was taking some fights there in Dwarves to get some more XP and levels. Has level 10 across the party. Promoting pre-level 15 lets them get those magic charges sooner than later.
Yeah, and we see Link going into Volcano. I'm going to bet that's probably going to be Woobear's next move, if not next. After promotion, it'll be close to. That party's about to be class promoted, which means not only do we have a flame sword, which honestly probably could get us through carry, especially with all the temper we have, but now we're going to have a Warple, and we're going to have a flame sword on 2 of our party members, and we have temper, and if we have any of our Invis 2 items, I think he may have dropped at least one, but like, Woobear's got a party that's equipped well enough that I think gets through carry probably without much of a problem. Link's, I don't think his levels are quite as good. But even if they are, doesn't quite have the equipment to get through a carry fight that Woobear has right now.
That is very much true. Those few extra fights on the Wiz Mummy pack and Dwarves, plus having taken them before and gotten damage, Woobear has that XP bonus, but Sir Link-a-Lot's going to be picking up some if he takes any of these fights on all the trap tiles in a rather sparse-looking armory, all things considered, at least compared to the normal chest load that is armory in Volcano.
I like that we got a boat. We don't need it, but we got one, I guess.
It does count towards AP points for hint checks, so it is never a womp.
Yeah, and those are important. I think, but you have to have 10% of your overall checks for one hint, and we've seen in these races where those hints can give you a massive advantage.
There's that herb and the ship for either opposing team. So that bounces those 2 items out. That's only 1 check with the elf prince and the points for the find, but it still represents some progress. We see level 1 and level 2 for Fryteeth and Darthling, basically both of them going to places the other has already been. And Sir Link has joined Woobear in Volcano, as you said before.
I know some people really like the flag, the relocate chest flag, but oh my god, on some floors in some dungeons, it is just rude, and the armory floor is one of them. Because like in the rest of, the dungeon, you have, rooms, so the chests are going to be in the rooms. You know where to go. But those boxes are so scattered weirdly on that armory floor. It makes some of them such a pain in the behind to get to. Oh, it's just rude. Like, who
Indeed,
wants
do,
to be walking all the way up there like that for a box? I wouldn't.
especially the narrow corridors and the trap
Yes.
tiles that just make it completely impassable.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
Being promoted, Woobear's going to be able to whack on that Aegis shield that came out of Volcano Armory. That's just that much more resistance.
Oh yeah, he equipped that immediately.
Darling doing a bit of burning to try and clear out some spot to blow open the secret here. Finds some rupees, nothing big there, just 37. Meanwhile, Fryteeth takes out the level 1 boss and gonna get that meat, which will unlock level 7. Of course, as said before, still needs the bow to be able to clear out that floor, or clear out that dungeon. Another thing with the shuffled box locations, Sir Link-a-Lot gonna be doing some checking of rooms that we almost never do. All the rooms on Carrie's floor, which normally would just have linked chests to previous chests in the dungeon, now may or may not have chests that are actually unique. And big value out of that, the defense sword.
Normally, we check the one room for the box right above Carrie. Who knew there was 8 rooms on this floor?
The kids who didn't have guides when growing up and thought they had to check every room. Or the completionists for map navigations, and ooh, there we go. That is a ribbon coming out of level 3 from a bomb drop. That is our first of 3 ribbons spotted. Meanwhile, Darthling checking the blue ring store, gets the sword, also picks up the arrows. And Woobear already down onto Carrie's floor, just like Sir Link. We're going to have some pretty close in sequence fights against Carrie at this point.
I was looking at levels. I think they're a little closer than I think we thought they might have been. We might just be a smidge over or higher than Link, but not, yeah. A bit higher, but not by much. I think maybe at one level, maybe 2. We've got a sword. We've got the spiders on Link's side. They're swinging things. Still not as good well equipped on Link's side as on Woo's side. But I think, honestly, I mean, if he's got the temper, he's got any kind of sword. I mean, you can temper basically anything enough to get through a fiend. It just takes you longer as long as it doesn't do something mean to your party that ends your fight sooner than later. But I think Link will take the carry fight. I mean, you're down here, you might as well. All your AP items get saved in the AP once you find them, and save on game over's on. So even if you don't get through the fight, you're not losing the levels. You're losing essentially nothing. So
it's
might as well take a run at carry. Exactly. You're getting out one way or the other. Might as well try and light an ore while you're at it.
Yeah, the Aegis shield picked up in Volcano is huge for Absorb for Woobear, but we also have to remember they got that early Vorpulse, so they've got a crit stick that they can temper up to the moon.
Not just that, but they also have a flame sword, so they could essentially, if they wanted, could try 2 fighters, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what Link's swinging, because I'm pretty sure it was Woo that got the flame sword. I don't know that they both have it. And it's impossible to tell because you can't look at things in inventory right now and go, that's what that is, because they all have magic and you have to look at their stats to know what they are. And I'm not totally really bad at that at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not the greatest at identifying a lot of the swords just from the sprite when they swing it, but I did notice Dartling went into the level 1, or level 3, I should say, boss room, or Triforce room, saw the magic book and said no. All the
I
magic
learned.
book does is give the magic wand's wave attack a fire trigger, so when it hits something, it starts fire, and that fire can burn the player. So it's not always value, especially when you already have the red candle, which can light as many fires as you need.
Yeah, I learned while doing comms with Boof and Boom the other night. Shout out to Boof and Boom. Um, that book is not always very kind, and I was a little confused. Like, well, if it's on the in my head, if it's on the tracker, you probably want it. And they're like, no, because that's not real great. Kind of real bad for your party sometimes. And I'm like, oh no. Yep, that makes sense. That's why we leave that there. Oh, and I missed where Woo Bear lost 2 people. But we're gonna temper that third. We're doing the same on Link's side, both pulling carry. Yeah, we're just tempering somebody and hoping they swing real hard. Although Link with that Invis too does give them a bit of an advantage here, because if carry starts hitting,
Like Woobear just took, and the confused strat not working, gonna keep at it. If Carrie starts hitting herself like
hey,
she will
there
now.
we go. Now she can just hit herself.
Now, which sword is that? That is the Vorpal. So CC is the Vorpal swinger. Taking advantage of the chaos or the confusion of Carrie to temper up to get some damage out. Meanwhile, Sir Link with that 4-man party taking on Carrie, gets one party member put to sleep, but has all the party members up to invis and temper otherwise.
It's definitely a safer fight for Woobear. Oh, but Woobear pointed a little behind Link, but getting through faster. That Vorpal wasn't hitting for much and then suddenly hit for a lot. So Woobear with the one standing party member gets through. I'm sure Link is going to get through here too. Like I said, wasn't as well equipped, but I mean, Temper, Invis 2, that I genuinely would have been surprised if that party didn't get through that fight.
The one man standing happened to have the Vorpal and a Temper item, hit the Confuse, was able to do 720 damage on that crit, and somewhat convenient timing, Woobear's partner pulling a rod out of that level 3 item check, the raft location, so Woobear now has immediate access to go clear out Earth.
Oh, and let's all think happy thoughts that it's not Proc Gen Earth. Because Proc Gen Earth is awful, and frankly, no one should have to suffer that. So happy thoughts.
Ooh, Elflin Castle with some Canaria chests finds both the slab and the key for FFR. That unlocks all the doors, which, I mean, we've seen some interesting items full in those lock chests.
And unlike last night's race where we had all thieves, and thieves have lock ping against 13, so you didn't need the key once you had a thief that level. We're gonna need that key for in-game here.
That first locked room, the Elf Armory, or Treasury, happened to have an opal bracelet, so yeah, that key paying off pretty fast. That's the best pre-promotion armor that any class can wear. Obviously, the elemental fire and ice armor for the fighters is pretty sick. But, I mean, you just throw the opal on anyone and ooh, instead of the Earth Dive, Woobear is going Sea Shrine. Interesting. Or not Sea Shrine, Ice Cave, I should say.
Ice, yep. I honestly kind of figured that he'd take that rod and go right to Earth, but no, went to Ice, and to be honest, to be fair, Woobear's had a lot of Proc Gen Earth thrown at him, and he really doesn't like it. So honestly, I think I might just be like, let's just put that off in case it's bad. Just to, keep the happy times going before they're potentially real unhappy.
Interesting.
Things are going well. Why risk it?
I honestly agree. I have to admit, it's an interesting thing. Fryteeth is using the blue boomerang for effect. And perfectly timed, gets the ladder sent over from Ice Cave. Ice Cave is a mandatory location.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question because I know I've learned a little about Z1R by doing tracking, and then I hear a little bit doing comms. I kind of have a good idea of all the things on the tracker and like kind of what they're. But what is the boomerang? You said that Pryteeth was using. What is that doing?
So the boomerang, the wood boomerang, can only go across about half the screen. The blue boomerang can go across the entire screen. But as far as when Link uses it, it can kill the lighter enemies like the small slimes and keys. It can pick up items, and when it hits larger enemies that aren't boss enemies of certain calibers, it can stun them. So you saw when he used the loot to break the big eye guy, who I can never remember his name, into pieces, he was able to use the blue boomerang to stun the smaller parts of it.
Oh, that seems very helpful.
Normally, that's a weapon that gets put away and once you get things like the arrows.
We just got our first Triforce piece here in Ice.
Ice paying big then, because you have the ladder, the raft, and a shard, or a fragment. Also didn't prove to be super difficult, so Woobear was able to get in and out in short time. Sir Link just falling behind, or just behind, getting into Ice. Pryteeth, meanwhile, getting that magic rod, does melee damage equal to the white sword, and also has always functioning range damage, so that's extremely good value.
Interesting. We're doing Mirage. We don't have cubes, so we can't finish this. But interesting play nonetheless. And I don't think we hinted for anything unless I missed it, which is possible. Because that AP climb goes fast. So maybe it's just, we're just hoping that, you know, lots of boxes in here means something good.
That, and the fact that some of the encounters in Mirage can be worth a good amount of experience, which is never a bad thing. Ice Cave paying off with the raft and the ladder. Darthling actually using the raft to get to level 4, not bothering with tricking the loot. That's one thing that you never really think about as a kid. First playing Zelda, when you use the recorder to get to a dungeon that you've been at, the mechanics at how using the dungeon, or using the flute every time, or recorder every time, to trigger where you go. It depends on where you're facing and how many times you use it. I don't remember the exact order, but it's an interesting thing to learn.
We were doing some inventory shuffling after getting some pro rings and an opal shield there, equipping that on his fighters. That's actually really good gear, especially for 26 minutes in. This party is well equipped.
Yeah, you got the opal and you got an opal shield. You've got the Aegis shield. You don't have the elemental shields, which would be the other best armor that you can get for his other 2 knights. He's got a solid sword. Could use some more swords, obviously. The dragon armor coming out of level 4, that would be huge for Sir Link if they were promoted. The dragon armor and the opal armor, the best armor a knight can equip.
Also, Woobear about to be smarter than I am. I was like, I just assumed he'd, get the box that's in there and then just kind of, nope out because we didn't find anything. We might not be able to get through the cube lock, but we can get in the cube room, which can have chest.
Oh ho ho, the hint must have been used because the Triforce at level 7 was the cube, making this play to Mirage and into Sky perfectly timed for Chaos and Hyrule Castle.
Beautiful timing. Why don't we just hit for a while? We get a thing while I'm here. There you go. Got ourselves a cube. I'm guessing maybe that was hinted for earlier because I don't recall seeing that, but that's good stuff.
Yeah, you have to imagine that was well timed, and that is a loot being picked up at level 4. Level 4 having good value, so once Pryteeth makes they'll get it. The loot and the key being found on Sir Link-a-Lot and Darthling's side means it is dungeon access and go on the Final Fantasy side.
Yeah, Link's still gonna want that tail. Other than that, Link needs the cube which they painted for, and they need their Oxio. We have access to everything else. We have our loot, we have our key, so those are the things we still need on Link's side for FFR. On Woobear's side, we still need our loot, we need our key, we need our Oxio. Everything else we have, so...
Really comes down to when Darthling thinks of going to level 8. That very early level 8 dive by Freyteeth got that tail, and it has paid off as far as equipment availability for his partner.
It really has.
The Wiz Mummy pack for Sir Link-a-Lot. Gonna try and use those fire sticks, get some XP off that. Only one Wiz Mummy though, which is usually the higher density enemy to find in that pack for value. Does have one orb lit, just like Woobear does, so that's 50% extra golden XP gain. So more value for each kill now than before. Seeing that blue water of life, aka blue potion, aka full heal, used by Darthling to stay alive while he tries to take out level 4's two-headed dragon boss.
So using it to fix your HP so you don't die in a fight, is that something you can use more than once, or is it just like one and done?
The red potion, when used, becomes a blue potion, so it's effectively a double use item where the blue potion is a single use.
Gotcha.
Hilariously, Darthling gets given a fairy as an AP item as he was about to pick up a fairy. But that is level 4 full cleared by Darthling.
Yeah, the items that are similar between FF1 and Z1R, or FFR and Z1R, like, they have fairies in their game, in which I see, like, the fairy in ours, and I was like, oh, we got one, and I'm looking like, oh, they got lots of fairies. Or, like, the magic rod. In my head, I just immediately thought, you know, maybe it's like a thing that gets you access somewhere. And then I learned, no, that's a thing, that's a weapon. You can hit stuff with it. I went, oh, okay.
And of course,
Also,
both games have a key and a woodwind instrument.
Yep. So, however, no Procgen Earth today? Or am I wrong? Or is it flipped? Or is this Procgen? No, there we go. Okay, now Procgen just flipped.
And we see a flipped sky floor as well for Woobear. This tri-stated floor is oh so fun.
You know what, honestly? Flipped sky is probably the easiest dungeon to do flipped.
You know,
because other than 3, basically all the floors are just mirrored anyway, so they're exactly the same flipped except for Sky, or except for Sky 3.
Now we did see the silver arrows get picked up out of Earth Cave, so Earth Cave has a mandatory item. You need that to kill Ganon. Meanwhile, Sky, you got a Triforce and a heart container up in Sky 3.
Yeah, thankfully
Sky providing.
Yeah, so thankfully that check on Earth is on the first floor there. So say if you have to hint for that, because as much as we love AP, with some of the things that are turned on right now, it'll tell you basically it's in that dungeon, but not where. So you're going to have to check boxes till you find a thing. So say if that's the only thing in Earth that we really need, having it on like Earth 1 is very helpful.
Another Triforce digged out of Earth.
I don't have loot, right?
Yep.
Bridge of Destiny, do we get a robot chicken?
I mean, we got one yesterday after Tia. It wasn't on the bridge, it was hiding.
Oh no, we got one on the bridge, followed by another one on the bridge.
We did for Link, and Link ran. I don't know that if
some technical difficulty for Freyteeth there. We lost the stream, gotta get it back.
I went, okay, so no Wormack. Although, I don't know that we have any evasion on Link's, or not Link, on Woobear's sides. I don't know that we take them today. There we go, there's all the Bracks. Come on.
Brack axe to kill the Tiamat. All the heads get chopped off as they get turned to stone. Now to navigate all these off encounter tiles.
stepping on the thing there to light the orb first, very smart. But also, not just like good turner. The first person to go in the first turn gets the brack on. That's just beautiful.
And getting out the Dragon Horde from Tia gets the X-Cal. So that's the X-Cal and the Vorpal both in Woobear's hands and both wieldable.
That's real nice.
Basically, the best weapons left are the Masa and those elemental swords. I believe the Sun Sword's probably the best sword outside of the Masa that's left available.
Yeah, we've seen the Flame Sword, we've seen the Ice Sword, so yeah.
Interesting that we're getting a hint for a slab. That would indicate the slab turns into something valuable. Obviously, we saw the slab before. That came out of the Elf Castle locked, so the key is required to get that in the first place.
Which honestly is good, so I'm assuming, I didn't catch the hint, but I'm assuming that was on Chaos' side, hinting for the slab.
Slab may be required, but the good news...
that's the case, and they hinted for it, that's good for Woobear, because the key is there, and Woo hasn't seen the key yet.
Exactly, so, and they have the herb, haven't checked it, so they'll get the key in sequence.
Yeah. It's worked out well.
Meanwhile, we did see the crystal get picked up in level 7, so that levels that item check for Sir Link-a-Lot and Darthling. Still haven't seen a job back to Matoya to check that, but it's only one check, so it's unlikely that we will see Matoya talk to again. We see the trick where they lay the bomb, then switch to the recorder so that they can blow up the small bits of the eye monster once it becomes broken into pieces. It's crazy how the speedrunners work that out. They count how many bombs are in their inventory, so when they lay the last bomb they have, it automatically inventory swaps to the lute or the recorder, whichever the woodwind instrument of choice is, and then can be used so they can save menuing.
Nice.
Rando players aren't necessarily speedrunners, but knowing those strats can make a difference. Then we see the opal bracelet picked up. That's more value for Darthling's partner Sir Link than it is for Woobear, having Woobear promoted, having access to better armor across the board, but still, that is another high-class piece of armor that those knights can wield.
Woobear finally going to Earth. Gonna be a very happy boy.
Meanwhile, Darthling getting the blue ring. That's our first kit upgrade for the Link Runner. The Zelda Runner, I should say, who is... I do find it hilarious that Sir Link-a-Lot is playing the Final Fantasy side and Darthling is playing the Zelda side. Weirdness aside, we see that blue or silver arrow pulled out of Earth. We're going to see the Triforce fragment coming out of there as well. There is the cube acquired. So Sir Link, after clearing out Earth, can go Sky and catch up with Woobear on that exploration. But I'm really starting to worry about not having that tail in promotion at this point, because he's not going to be getting any charges for magic, which may or may not prove value.
Okay, so I'm looking, we've seen some stuff we're gonna want on those knights, so not having that tail, I mean, I'm sure we'll probably get levels 1 if we get it soon here, but yeah. Promotion here soon for Link would definitely be beneficial.
I believe Darthling is going towards, no, I was thinking he was going to go towards level 8, but he ended up going a little further south, finding a, take any room.
So I was looking at something else. Did we check all the things on Earth 1? We got the silvers, yeah, okay.
Woobear did not get lost and is on the continuation of the clear. And oh, this room. I saw this when Sir Link was there. But
Oh
you
yeah,
have
it's not.
5 trap
Mhm.
tiles in front of 5 boxes, and you have
Yeah,
to
you're
hit
not.
all of them. Actually, all
Yeah,
but one.
you're not getting out of this room quickly at all.
And of course, you see in Sir Lancelot's side, you've got boxes placed in 1-by-1 locations, so you have to re-navigate around the unnecessary hairpins. Just very inconvenient.
Hmm. Yeah, post promotion. So we've got Life 2 and we've got Heal 3. Yeah, Macklin and Chat confirming. I'm just looking at notes. So having Life 2 and Heal 3 on all 4 of those fighters, oh, that's just beautiful.
We've already seen party members go down just fighting carry early, so
Hmm.
you gotta love the ability to bring party members up, especially since Life 2 has full heal effect.
Best healing spell in the game. Uh,
And
honestly, I
Darkling
think the
is going level 8, so we'll be able to pick up those items, aka the tail.
Oh no, Becklin and Chat are fantastic restreamer and tracker. He's doing an amazing job tracking all 4 and taking notes. So they don't know that if We Bear checked Magic and Elflin. Oh, that's gonna feel bad if he didn't. But honestly, I mean, we've had. I know Link has an Invis 2 item. I don't remember seeing that in a shop. I know we've seen Invis though. So we've got evasion, we've got temper, we've got weapons, we've got decent armor, we've got a ribbon, we've got proper life magic if everyone looks and finds it. I think the only thing we haven't seen, unless I've missed it somewhere, that we really kind of want is fast. We can do things, we can we're probably okay without it, but still kind of really want it.
Yeah, doubling the swings plus the counterplay in case we see an enemy with slow makes fast
Mm-hmm.
very critical. I believe in this flag set the power bonk is a guaranteed fast item. So if we find that, they will have access to fast. Interesting, Fryteeth and Darthling in the exact same room at the exact same time. Darthling full clearing 8, I'd assume, at this point, whereas Fryteeth is going in to clear out where he had not before.
Man, there are so many of these boxes are in just these tiny little spaces on Earth with so many tiles in front of them. My goodness.
We're icing a very grayscale vampire. By icing, I mean chopped to pieces with great violence. Meanwhile, Sir Lancelot finding 4 whole boxes in that room, and what normally would be the Braxor room, it has 1 whole box in vanilla.
I don't know which Zelda player's music we're listening to, but I appreciate the fact that when Woobear found that Triforce piece, it made really happy sounding music, almost like it was celebrating. It was real good timing, and I can appreciate that.
Woobear picking up that opal armor, gonna have the opal armor on one of his party members once he gets to the menuing. Obviously, just because he gets the item doesn't mean he's going to take the time to equip it.
Mm-hmm.
Menuing is one of the slowest things you can do in a speed run, especially if you're racing.
Oh, in the AP inventory shuffle, oh, it can be absolutely nightmarish sometimes. But also we're in Earth, there's no real, need or desire to just stop what you're doing to put the opal armor on. If you want to so that, you don't forget about it, sure, if you're going to want it. But, we're not... At Woobear's levels, I mean, even granted, they're not spectacularly high, but we're still not really afraid of anything on Earth right now.
Yeah, well, Earth 3 paying off, Woobear getting that blue ring for Fryteeth as he gets into this room full of Pols voices, which, as you saw from Darthling, if you don't have the bow and arrow, these Pols voices are absolutely horrible to deal with. They bounce around everywhere. They can take several hits. And unlike the Famicom, where you have the second controller with a microphone you can shout into, you really need the bow and arrow. Fryeteeth dealing with an actual boss as Woobear pulls up to a speed bump.
Yeah, given our weapon and all that temper, this lich is not long for. One more swing and we're probably done. Okay, well, not that swing, that swing. And there goes lich.
Tempered up Excal for the win.
Game's got jokes. You heard me say a thing. I mean, oh, you mean the swing? No, game, I did not mean that swing. I meant the swing with all the temper. Making me look silly.
You were talking earlier about the AP shuffle. For anyone who hasn't seen it, because Final Fantasy only has 4 equipable item slots in armor and weapons for each party member, you have to get rid of, aka throw away, unnecessary items to then let the AP system fill those slots, backing out and going back in. So you make a dance of it, going in and out to try and get to the items you want. And because we have the caster weapons and caster equipment enabled, just as Danny said, you can't see exactly what it is unless you use the ability that the randomizer has put in, thank you devs, to check the statistics of a weapon and match those stats up with what you know is the normal weapon.
We're about to see what this slab is that was hinted for.
Chaos and Hyrule is the bow. That is the critical required item. Putting the Fryeteeth into go mode.
Yeah, we saw the hint for the canoe earlier, because you have to have that to get into Lefane. Oh wow, that's annoying.
That's
you have to have
why
the slab and the canoe. Oh, and we've hinted for the Triforces. So yeah, we're cleaning that up, and then we really only have to do C. Like, Chaos and Hyrule is looking real good right now.
That also explains the routing, putting Fryeteeth back in level 8. I keep forgetting that level 8 is where you have to kill that monster with the eye to clear it. But there's the Oxyale, which was behind the bow, effectively, which puts Woobear in go mode minus the loot, which we also saw Woobear and Fryeteeth hint for. So I assume the next thing that's going to be grabbed is the loot, which is in level 4, and there Fryeteeth goes, warping right to 4.
Oh man, that's an insane little. So you need the slab, and then after you get the slab, it's like you need the canoe, and then you need to translate the slab, and then the slab to the bow, and then the bow to the Oxyale. Oh, that's not nice. AP, take it easy.
Woobear in Marsh, assuming all those hints for Triforces pointed to at least one down here. I'm assuming we're going to see a play into C after this.
Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee you that hint gave them something down here that they need. You're not diving Marsh is spread out as everything is here unless you know for a fact there is something here you want.
Sadly, at this point, the levels on the parties aren't high enough to morale break everything in Marsh, but I mean, it happens. And another piece of high-level armor, level 4, I see that dragon armor come over, and you look at Sir Link wanting the tail and having it, but hasn't been able to get out of Sky to promote since he got it.
Yeah, we not only found that dragon armor there in Marsh, we got a Triforce piece, words are hard sometimes, got that immediately noped out. So we've got dragon and opal armor on the party there at Woo. So yeah, party over there looking real good.
Straight into C as said, and there's that Excal, another item that's making Sir Link wish he had already promoted. But you saw how fast even pre-promoted Link got rid of Tia. We didn't even mention it. So Sir Link-a-Lot's levels are not bad and will have access to all the gear. And boosh, the loot comes out of level 4. Chaos in Hyrule is in go mode for both runners, minus the shards or orbs respectively.
Mechlin in chat pointing out that the crown was hinted, possibly locking a Triforce piece in ordeals. I'm gonna guess that is absolutely correct because I mean you're not going there unless again something there you need. So yeah, I'm banking on there being one there. And we're opening boxes here in C, so I'm guessing there's probably one here too. Again, the problem with the AP with the settings that we have is it'll say, hey, there's one in C. Where in C? I don't know. Go look. Lots of boxes. Open all of them.
Level 5 Fryteeth getting that fire, or the fire shield, another one of the best pieces of equipment available. Once Woobear does do the dance, as said before, he's going to have access to all the gear at this point that he needs. I don't think there's anything short of just the Masa and some pro rings that Woobear might need.
And has some of those, or at least did. So yeah, things are looking good. And on Link's side, has most of the things. I mean, there's a couple things. Has in the March, doesn't have the dragon armor, but he does have the opal armor. So honestly, especially now that Link's finally promoted, like, looking really good on both sides. I'd say Woobear has a little bit, it's just a little bit of a head, but like we saw yesterday, a lead of any kind really means nothing until you get into Topher.
Just because Topher is a short Topher in this flag set doesn't mean it's any less
doesn't mean it's quick.
There's the crown coming out of level 5, which is exactly where Fryteeth is, and Sir Link has the slab translated, but doesn't have the canoe.
Yep, needs the canoe.
Checking back our tracker history, level 8's Triforce is the canoe, so the Oxyale and the canoe are going to be coming from Darthling, heading towards it. I'm assuming they're going straight to 8.
Yeah, and Link
level 8 under the tree in the forest.
Yeah, and Link not able to turn in the slab there has decided, let's go to Ordeal. So we're gonna find out here very soon exactly what is here. Yep, there we go. Triforce and C. If that's the only one, we'll know based on whether oh well, I'm gonna assume there's more than one because Woobear's still looking for boxes. Unless there's something else I missed that we need. Oh, the white swords in Ordeals.
That is a first upgrade to the sword weapon, doubling the damage. One fun trick you might see the runners pull off is you can swing the A and B weapons in rapid succession, dealing double white sword damage with that the magic rod. It takes some getting used to, but it is doable. And into level 8, Darthling goes. And yes, you're right, 2 shards in Sea Shrine on the Kraken side. If we see a mermaid side dive, then we might even have 3 shards in sea, but that is to be seen.
Okay, wait, still checking boxes, so maybe there's something else here.
Also something else they want, because you see the hint for the gauntlet there. That is a fast item, which would be incredibly nice to have.
Yeah. Like I said, doable without it if it's too much of, I mean, if it's somewhere just horrible and they're like, that's just going to slow us down, doable without it, but you really kind of want it. Oh!
According to our notes, every Triforce piece has been accounted for.
Mm-hmm. Also, there was a crack in there, I think.
Methinks these knights are pretty dang yoked.
Mm-hmm.
And kitted.
Brack is just working real well. Alright, Link getting the canoe. It's going to go turn in that slab, get the bow, which will give him his Oxyale. Woobear headed to Ordeals.
Fryteeth actually hinting the white sword because he's not able to hint for the magic sword because it's in the Final Fantasy side.
Well, he's about to get one. About to get the white sword. And this looks vanilla. I know it's one of our tri-states. Yep, we've got vanilla Ordeals today. I didn't pay super close attention when Link went through, but...
I call Pillar 3 in the Pillar Maze.
How do you know?
Woobear gonna pick up that last piece of Triforce, which will put Fryteeth in go, Obviously, only has the blue ring and the white sword, so it doesn't have the maximum absorb or the maximum damage. But I mean, in the vanilla game, you go into level 9 with that kit, and the red ring and the silvers are in that dungeon, so...
Alright, so guesses. Where is the power bonk? Or this time around, the fast bonk? Where are we? Oh, are we not getting it? Or is it just conveniently here?
We haven't
that
checked
would be
Toph
fun.
locked.
Oh, we're saving. So we're getting it and that's super smart. I like that, Woobear. We saved, we're heading to places where we need other things, and then we're probably gonna... Okay, we're checking things, and I'm gonna assume that...
Does he check the magic? We know the magic here is amazing.
Check the magic! Please, check the magic! You'll be a very, very happy bear if you do. Just listen. Check the magic.
You'll woo as loud as Ric Flair if you do.
Woo! That's the best.
Oh my god, we just staged ourselves so bad. My comment and your response.
Right? Funny story, but though, we had a member in the community. His name was Dangwoo, and oddly enough, I've made this joke with Woo because we got there, woohoo! That we used to jokingly call ourselves Woo and Wheels, which now different Woo, but still good friends, Woo and Wheels. But we joked about being a co-op team once, and there was a Ric Flair inspired flag because of that. Swoo!
We see the Matoya check. It is a tent. Meanwhile, Woobear, who
no.
in all the woos gets that life magic and the heal magic. Obviously, you don't want to have to waste those charges doing one versus the other, but you've got the life if you need it. Our first jump into Short Topher at 5504 and a free Masa. That is maximum sword kit acquired by Woobear.
Oh, it's so good. It's Masa, it's Excal, it's Vorpal. You got them all. It's so pretty. That's not pretty.
You can't re-roll the run. You already rolled them the four fighter that they asked for. Now they get the free Masa, which they had yesterday, but none of them chose to take it.
Okay, so real happy here that we've got that life too. Because out of the gate, that Tia almost flattened that fighter in this first slot.
Yeah, with mute touch on top of it.
Oh, yeah, she's hitting hard.
She's really, really sad about her future self getting shattered into stone.
I mean, if I knew that was going to happen to me, I'd be pretty moody about it too, to be fair. Oh no, not BBBB.
Gladly, BBBB does not have either of the best swords. No. The Masa still up on DDDD. AAA, I think, has the defense sword. The Masa swings, gets the kill, and has the life magic, so we'll be able to bring it back up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring back... Ah!
Only 2 charges across the party members, though, so this is a limited use spell slot.
Yeah, our levels on these fighters are better than they were on our thieves last night. Well, actually, the levels aren't, just our HP is. But it's still kind of risky levels. I mean, not that I'm surprised that Woobear is doing it at this level at all. It just could be a little risky. We're gonna need some of those weapons. There we go. Hit a little harder. Thank you.
Carry 2 versus Masa with many tempers on it. Carry 2 dies. And since this is a 2 Fiends Aside refight, Woobear now through. Gonna be our first runner onto Chaos as Sir Link gets that Triforce out of Marsh.
Fingers
and the canoe.
Nicer tonight.
Heal 2 coming out, Temper stacking up. There's our first swing with the Vorpal, 59 damage. More Temper comes out, Fire 3. Chip damage compared to what we've seen, and no could be coming. More stats stacked up. Gonna heal 2 just in case. Temper otherwise. Heal 2. Gets hit but does not go down. 185 is not safe. 233 honestly not safe either. But most of the party is above 350. Still going with the tempers, swings the Vorpal out, and gets 2 hits. May want to use a lock item if they remember to go back and buy one. Chaos is punchy, only hits twice, does about 150 damage or thereabouts. More tempers come out, really trying to make the Vorpal work rather than the Masa or the X-Cal. Obviously the X-Cal doesn't have its elemental bonuses against Chaos, but that Vorpal has the higher crit chance. No power bonk, so we have no fast to double up the swing count, but 3 hits for 950, that's what that crit can do. Meanwhile, Fryteeth winning out, getting our first G on the table, taking out Ganon. Woobear down AAAA, but has 400 damage in, has 3 party members up, can Life 2 swing and wait. Rub goes off for nothing. Life 2 comes out fully reviving AAAA at the party, and there's the kill with 666. GG's in chat. Woobear finishing out.
Indeed.
Tying up the bracket. We have a 1-1 tie, so there will be a third game between Chaos and Hyrule Castle and Jacked Lynx.
Let's say, for those who like such a thing, Game 3 hype. I think
we are joined in the booth by Woobear and Fryteeth. G to the G's.
GG. Thanks.
Good routing when it came to finding that bow, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The 15 different key item chain to get the bow, which you needed the canoe for once for Lefane. It's probably the first time that's happened in this tournament.
Yeah, that was a gross little chain to get you into sea.
I have to ask, what inspired you to do an early dive into level 8?
Tail was there.
Ah, you had early hinted for it?
Yeah, Woobear hinted for it, and since that location is, 2 rooms in, I said, we'll go. And I had the recorder already. We'll go get that.
That equipment differential definitely made it. I mean, you had the early Vorpal, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vorpal in the first room and Fighter, I'm like, okay, early tail hint makes sense. And thankfully it was like not too hard to get to, and it led to other cool stuff, so it was like double win.
Yep. And your opponents, Sir Linklot and Darthling, have decided to forfeit and save some run energy for what will be a round 3.
Yeah, Game 3 hype.
More runs for more viewers. We always appreciate it. Chat pointing out that this is the closest we've seen both Zelda and Final Fantasy end the match on a side.
I thought I might have been able to get him on this one. I was trying hard, but yeah, within a minute in general is like amazing. So, and that was what, like 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I took that level 9 very conservatively, being on. I mean, White Sword and Blue Ring shouldn't be any problem, but just a death late in level 9 is painful.
I mean, normally you have the blue ring in the game until you find the red ring in level 9, so yeah, you didn't have the quad damage of the magic sword, but it wasn't all that crazy to think that you'd be playing it that way anyways.
No, well, back when I used to speedrun vanilla, you're running level 9 with magical sword and no ring.
That just seems even more sketchy, and I applaud your skills. So, how do you guys think the routing went? I mean, yeah, you had the early Vorpal and the Katana, but how about the Zelda side? How much did you feel like you were having to bounce around?
I mean, I bounced around quite a bit, but that was because of hints we were getting, and with recorder, can afford to do that. So, felt like the routing went pretty well.
Yeah, you both seemed to have a good sense of where you wanted to go.
You kind of had to with how the hints were sending you places.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, go here. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, if you say so, AP.
Will do. But yeah, it worked out like yeah, we were gelling pretty good. It was like, okay, how long on this thing? It's like 30 seconds, like perfect, because I'll be there in 30 seconds, and then that happened a few times. Yeah, it was
The cube.
Yeah, the cube, for example.
Yeah, and that cube
That's one thing I
hint
was. Go ahead.
I say that cube hint was very, very helpful because it got me the wand.
It is nice
I
when that works out.
had that in mind because not the wand, but Sky. I wanted to put off Earth Cave for as long as possible because
Might have
Earth Cave is
noticed.
stinky.
It seemed like
Yeah.
you might have been avoiding it just in case it was proc-gen.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully,
So when
it
I got the
wasn't.
chime early, I was like, perfect. I got
Uh-huh.
Brack weapons. Where's Cube? Let me go there.
It's not often someone gets given the rod and immediately goes in every direction, but like I don't want to.
I don't want to do it.
I don't
Thankfully, we
blame you.
kept our mathematical 100% win rate with not proc-gen Earth on, and our 100% lose rate with proc-gen Earth on, so...
Well, you definitely made best use out of the requested 5 warrior seed.
So what do we think tomorrow? Just head straight to Earth, and if it's proc gen, we forfeit, and if
Call
it's
it a
not,
night.
they can
early night.
forfeit.
Call it a night. Find something better to do.
Gentlemanly agreement.
I mean, it does almost sound like a better idea than trying to find one's way through proc-gen Earth. Oh,
It's so bad.
I don't know why anyone likes that flag. I know there are people who like it. I don't get it.
Likes that. No one actually likes that flag. Come on. They
I
like
mean,
the
they say they
concept of it. Yeah.
Even that I don't get. It's crazy.
It looks like our follow-up team, our Sir Linkalot and Darthling Jack Links, has passed off on interviews for the night. So how about we go ahead and get to final thoughts? Woobear, Fryteeth.
You go.
Yeah. Thanks for the restream, comms, and tracking, and see what fun we can have tomorrow night.
Same. Appreciate putting on the restream. Game 3 hype tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah.
Even better, here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, so everyone watching knows where to go. Just come back here. Easy peasy.
Final thoughts from you, my co-coms, Miss Danny.
This was a fun race. It was nice seeing game. It's always nice when you get a game 3. Everyone likes it. So again, game 3 tomorrow, 7 p.m. GG to our winners, Woobear and Fryteeth. Thanks to Davian and Mecklin for helping with crew tonight. And if you had fun watching this race, tune back in like 3 hours. If you're a bit of a night owl on the East Coast or just hanging around doing nothing on the West Coast, because at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, we have game 3, if you like game 3s, between the Twins and Ladder 4. Whoever wins that goes into the finals. It'll be our first team into the finals. So you guys should come back and watch it. It's going to be real good.
Gonna be a good one.
And with that, I have been Thavian Hawk, my co-coms Danny, our tracker / researcher Meckland, our glorious runners Woobear, Fryteeth, Sir Linkalot, and Darthling. We will be back in 3 hours, as said, for another run to see who will be the opponents to whoever wins the match tomorrow. I have been Thavian Hawk. You all have an excellent evening.